Today, we are going to talk about peninsulas. We are going to talk also about the main peninsulas that we can find next to us. For example, the Iberian Peninsula, the Scandinavian Peninsula, or the Italian Peninsula. We start with activity number 1. The instructions say true or false. So what you had to do here is write true or false. The first one and the only one, sorry. Spain is surrounded by water on all sides. So what you have to do is look for a map. For example, I will show you this map. This is Spain. This is the Iberian Peninsula, sorry, because here we can find Spain and Portugal. And what you have to write is if Spain is surrounded by water on all sides. Remember, all sides. Not only one part, not only two, all sides. And when you answer, write here or yes, or true, sorry, or false. Next one. What you have to do now will be listening. Wait a minute. Over here we had to
A peninsula is land surrounded by water on all sides except one. The Iberian Peninsula is in the southwest of Europe. It is separated from the rest of Europe by the Pyrenees Mountains. The rest is surrounded by water. A peninsula is land surrounded by water on all sides except one. The Iberian Peninsula is in the southwest of Europe. It is separated from the rest of Europe by the Pyrenees Mountains. The rest is surrounded by water.
What you have to do now is read on your own. I will let you 20 seconds. Come on. Okay, so there we go. The peninsula is land that it is surrounded by water on all sides except from one. For example, if we look at the map, we can see the Iberian Peninsula, that it is everything over here. Minute. So the Iberian Peninsula is this, is everything over here. This is what I'm cycling is the Iberian Peninsula. All of this is the Iberian Peninsula. As the peninsula said, it is surrounded by water on this side, on this side, on this side, but except from one, that it is this part. It is land connected to another piece of land. For example, Spain is connected to France by the Pyrenees. In this map, we can also see that the Iberian Peninsula, it is formed by some countries. It is formed by France, by Portugal, Spain, and Andorra. So here, so we can find 1, 2, 3, and 4. But not only 4, there are 5, but it is not written in this map. So we can find Portugal here, on the west side, Spain, France, Andorra, that is a small country. This is Andorra, this is a small country. And here at the bottom of Spain, next to Cadiz, we can find another country. This is Gibraltar, that belongs to Gibraltar belongs to the United Kingdom. So, as I said, we can find 5 countries: France, Andorra, Portugal, Spain, and the United Kingdom, Gibraltar. We say that the Iberian Peninsula, it is surrounded by the Cantabrian Sea in the north, the Atlantic Ocean west, and the Mediterranean Sea on the east. So maybe from all this part, it is the Mediterranean Sea, the Atlantic Ocean over here, and the Cantabrian Sea on the north. You can see that Spain is next to Africa. And in Africa, we can find 2 autonomous cities, Ceuta and Melilla. The Canary Islands form part of Spain, but they do not form part of the Iberian Peninsula. Remember, Iberian Peninsula, France, Portugal, Spain, Gibraltar, and Andorra. But inside not all Spain, the Balearic Islands and the Canary Islands do not form part of the Iberian Peninsula. Here, if you can see the line, the white line, this is the Pyrenees. Pyrenees are very, very high mountains that divide France, Spain, and Andorra. Now let's go to the activity number 2. The instructions say, read and circle the correct words. Number 1. All of or a part of France is on the Iberian Peninsula. If we go to the map, here you can see if France, all France, or only a few, only a small part of France form part of the Iberian Peninsula. If you think that all of the land of France form part, write all of. If not, a part of. Number 2, the biggest country on the Iberian Peninsula is Spain or Portugal. If you look at the map, you can see if it is the biggest country is Spain or the biggest country is Portugal in the Iberian Peninsula. Number 3, Andorra is between Spain and Portugal or France. Remember that Andorra is here, and so you have to cycle if Andorra is between Spain and Portugal or between Spain and France. Number 4, Gibraltar, remember, is on the south, is over here next to Ceuta, but it is divided by the sea. Is in the north or it is in the south of the Iberian Peninsula. Look at the map. It is not a compass, but you don't need. So Gibraltar is in the north or it is on the south of the Iberian Peninsula. Please think a little bit because I think that you will do very good. Okay, let's go to page 85. On the activity number 3, sorry, wait a minute. What you had to do here, it is, you had to place stickers. If you don't know, or if you haven't got, sorry, stickers, wait, okay, here. What you had to write, you had to complete using or the Iberian Peninsula, the I cannot move it, I don't know why. The Italian Peninsula or the Scandinavian Peninsula. You had to complete using these three stickers. If you haven't got the stickers, what you had to do is write. This one, if you don't know, please look for physical map on the internet and you will see, or just what you have to write, you type the Scandinavian Peninsula in Google and you will find if it is the Scandinavian, if it is the Italian or the peninsula, the Iberian Peninsula. Next one, the same, if you think that it is the Iberian, the Italian or the Scandinavian. And the third one, this part, if it is Iberian, Italian or Scandinavian. Remember that we are going to check the answers next week on the video class. Okay, activity number 4. What you have to do, if you don't know, if you haven't got a map, if you cannot look for a political map with activity 4, what you can do is go to page 10, the social science book, and there you can find a map of it. But I'm going to look for you political map. Focus. It's okay, perfect. So the first one, they say the instructions say circle the parts of Spain that are not in the Iberian Peninsula. Remember that the Iberian Peninsula is what I circled the first time. North Africa, not the Balearic, nor the Canary Islands. So the first one, the Canary Islands. If you think that the Canary Islands form part of the Iberian Peninsula, cycle. Remember that we have to cycle the parts that are not on the Iberian Peninsula. So if you think that the Canary Islands are not in the Iberian Peninsula, cycle Castilla-La Mancha. Castilla-La Mancha is over here, that it is formed by Guadalajara, Cuenca, Albacete, Toledo, and Ciudad Real. If you think that Castilla-La Mancha is on the Iberian Peninsula, you think that it is, don't cycle. If you think that they are not, cycle. The Balearic Islands. The Balearic Islands are over here. If you think that the Balearic Islands form part of the Iberian Peninsula, do not cycle. If you think that they are not part of the Iberian Peninsula, cycle. The Basque Country, País Vasco. País Vasco is on the north of Spain, is over here, the Basque Country. If you think that the Basque Country is on the Iberian Peninsula, do not cycle. If you think that it is not part of the Iberian Peninsula, cycle. Ceuta. Ceuta, remember that it is a autonomous city. There are two, Ceuta and Melilla. Ceuta and Melilla, Ceuta is on the African continent. So if it is on the African continent, think that is, if is for if it is for part if it sorry if it for part of the Iberian Peninsula. So Ceuta, Extremadura, another autonomous community that it is over here. Extremadura, if you think that it forms part of the Iberian Peninsula, please cycle. Do not cycle. If you think that it is not part of the Iberian Peninsula, cycle. Melilla, the same, is like Ceuta. It is next to Ceuta, more or less. Melilla is over here. If it is not part of the Iberian Peninsula, cycle. If it is part, do not cycle. I think that it is very easy if you're looking at the map and you are following the video. And that's what you have to do for on day 2. I think that you will understand it very good. Bye bye.